We got lots of questions, so we'll move along. And I want to start, Secretary Griswold, with you on this one. For 2 elections in a row, your office has sent postcards to non-citizens and other people ineligible to vote with instructions on how to register to cast ballots. Why did you not take steps to prevent the mistake from being repeated? And even if Colorado has safeguards in place to ensure that people who are ineligible to vote can't register and cast ballots, doesn't this at the very least cause confusion?
Well, thank you for that question. Under Colorado's contract with ERIC, we are required every 2 years to send out a mailer to potentially eligible folks, alerting them on how to register to vote. That mailer is a postcard. It includes the qualification of you have to be a U.S. citizen. And as soon as we were aware, we alerted the media. We made a plan to reach out to those voters. Again, it very clearly says in the first mailer and the second mailer that the qualification is to be a U.S. citizen. By the way, anybody with a non-citizen ID would be blocked from registering. No one has been attempted to register from that list who is ineligible. And I would just say it's important that we get in front of these issues. And I know Pam has really encountered a similar issue as county clerk when your office sent out 22,000 postcards as a mistake.
So I had a quick follow-up question here. You sent a release to the media. I didn't get that release.
We alerted. Yep, we alerted the CPR and then sent out a holding state, or not a holding statement, a statement to media. So we did a statement out to media and made sure that we were nice and transparent with what is happening. To be very clear, this is a notice of the qualifications to register to vote. It's not a ballot. It's not a voter registration. We have protocol on top of protocol to make sure that only eligible people are registered. It's very important to me that we double down in making sure that we do daily checks to make sure that no one who was sent that mailing is registered. By the way, our system would block those registrations because that's how our system is set up. And we've been very transparent. Things like this happen. You want to make sure that your election system has security protocols on top of security protocols to make sure that if there are data glitches or anything like this, it's caught and stopped.
But this was the second time. I mean, I did a story in 2020 on this, you know, that these went out in 2020 to people who shouldn't have gotten them. So was there something that didn't happen between 2020 and today that should have happened to prevent these from going out?
It was a data glitch, Sean. And I believe this has happened in prior administrations, but now we're in such a hot political atmosphere that data glitches can fuel major disinformation. I think if we were in a different political atmosphere, this probably wouldn't get the coverage that it does. But to be very clear, the atmosphere we're in right now is because the former president of the United States tried to steal the presidency and has continued to push out major disinformation. So I'll always be transparent. We'll always make sure that if we see a problem that we're going to fix it. But I think we should be really clear on why there's so much focus on issues like this.
Let's hear from Clerk Anderson.
Clerk Anderson.
Thank you. Well, I do think this is an issue. And you're right, Jenna. I have a lot of empathy because I think this job is hard. And human error happens in every election. When you made this error in 2020, I understood as executive director for the county clerks, but I think making the error, the same error again, points to a management problem, points to a lack of leadership. And I think it's because you've had 3 deputy secretaries, 4 chiefs of staff, at least 3 comms directors, and at least 3 legislative liaisons. And that turnover results in mistakes. Repeated mistakes. What I'm concerned about is your lack of accountability for this. When you said you it was transparent to the media on a late Friday afternoon, 2 days later, you sent it to CPR. And the clerks did not hear from you at all. And they're on the front lines of this attack. Here's my question. When you sent that original postcard, tens of thousands, did it have your name on it? When you sent the mistake postcard, did it have your name on it? Because if it's yes to the first one and no to the second one, it means that you don't have accountability. You're just a politician.
Would you like to answer that question, Secretary
Sure,
Griswold? I had a similar question. Yes.
To be very clear, as soon as we discovered this issue, we started to investigate it. And as soon as we had the facts, we alerted the media and started the process of making sure there were daily checks to make sure that no one who was sent the postcard was registered, that we were communicating with the people who were sent the postcard, and being transparent with the media. To be very clear, Pam has encountered similar issues when she was county clerk. This is something that also happened when she was county clerk, and 22,000 postcards erroneously were sent out. And also, to be very clear, the people who oversee the elections division, the people who oversee the business and licensing division, and the IT division and the administration division are the same people you have worked with over years and years and years.
Okay.
Yeah, but the difference is, Jenna, for my rebuttal.
Let's give you 30 seconds.
You do
I get
30
a rebuttal.
seconds.
I get a 30-second rebuttal. Let's be clear. When I made a mistake, I stood up in front of the special district board with my staff. I didn't use them as a shield for my political career. I took accountability for it. And that's what leadership is. You stand up when it's easy and hard. And that's what I'll do as your next Secretary of State.
And just quick answer to the question that she'd asked. Originally, the initial flyer had your name on it, the follow-up flyer did not. Is that correct?
Well, a couple things. I'm pretty sure I'm being very transparent with this issue, telling folks that it happened right away, sending out another postcard, alerting the media. So I'm very proud of my office's response to this. And if we really want to get into the minutia of a blame game, that's not something I'm willing to do. You have not seen me blame anybody within my staff. You have seen me take responsibility, and that's what I do as Secretary of State. I'm very proud of my staff. They're the same people that Pam has worked with years after years after years, including the county clerks. We work with the county clerks also. We have various conversations with them, including the new executive director of the Clerks Association.
Okay, we're going to move along here. Secretary Griswold.
We'd ask that the audience refrain from making comments or statements or applauding or anything, please. We asked at the beginning and we ask you again.
Secretary Griswold, we're going to start this question with you again.